We are live.
Wow. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Punk Rock Libertarians podcast, episode number 392. I am Otto, and I am joined with Just Jared,
Hello.
Nikki Pinecone himself.
What it is.
So central.
Sultry.
And we found him, the Russian malinformation bot. We have him exclusive.
Great to be with you.
James Babb. Welcome, everybody. Sorry I was late. I was late to Liberty tonight. We were doing a platform committee in the Maryland Libertarian Party. We were trying to get a few things added in there, so I just want to make sure we were able to handle that. And so Alex might be stopping in too. He might once it's over. He's actually the secretary of the meeting, so it's gonna be fun.
Wait a minute. So all the party shenanigans are interfering with the actual work, the show. Okay, now come on, dude.
It's all bullshit and it's all for free. So that's all.
I'm just saying, shouldn't they be working around our schedule and not hey,
come on. I'm not getting paid for any of it, so it really doesn't matter.
It's valid.
Well, you're not. I thought we're all getting paid. I thought the show pays great. Wait, you're not getting paid?
Nah, that Coke check it bounced. So
This must have been from the dead one.
So what are you trying to get added to the platform? Is it like a 14-word mission statement? Is that
yeah, the 14 words, of course. That's what our Mises Caucus. We were sent
something about blood and soil.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is it?
Michael Heiss got his orders straight from the Mises Institute. No, I'm just kidding. No, we introduced a secession plank. I mean, we added it in there.
Like session beer, like a session beer is like a low alcohol beer.
secession?
Secession. Oh,
yes, secession.
Are you seceding from the Libertarian Party?
Yeah, we should. Actually, it's funny. They do that. They offer that every year in Tennessee. They introduce a platform to actually secede from the National Party, and it almost passed this year. It's mostly just a ceremonial thing, but it actually almost passed this year, which is hilarious.
I like that.
Wow.
I know. That's awesome.
So
saying,
what was
hey,
don't take anything for granted, right?
Right.
This relationship needs to, it's got requirements on both ends. And if one party goes astray, maybe it's not a good match anymore.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, and the way people hate you Mises people, God, it's anything
what
they
was
can
the
to get away
actual-
from you.
What is the actual plank then? Jokes aside.
It's let me see if I can get the wording up. I don't know if I have it still.
What kind of an alternate Region 5 rep are you?
Right.
Come on,
Okay.
man.
So it says, whenever any form of government becomes destructive of individual liberty, it is the right of the people to alter, abolish, or withdraw from it, and agree to such new governance or none as to them shall seem most likely to protect their liberty. And what we stopped it at that sentence, but the following sentence we originally introduced would continue on to say, we recognize the right to secession, a right which requires no permission from any currently established political entity.
Down to the individual.
That's right. Yeah, down to the individual. That would be ideal. So that was
I'd like to secede from my local school board somehow. I don't know how to do that, but that should be something that I could do. Like this, the kingdom of Babs shall no longer be ruled by Lower Providence Township.
Can I move to the kingdom of Babs? Can I do that? That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know how this
Are you
works.
accepting applicants?
Right?
Are you?
Goddamn.
Do you have open borders in the Kingdom of Babs?
Well,
we have Hopper somewhere.
It's a covenant community,
Hell yeah.
But a really cool one though. So.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah! That sounds like the best one.
Yeah.
Shit.
I guess
if it's anything
all
like
it really takes is a stern letter, and I just mail it off to the school board and inform them. And I could just quote the Declaration of Independence left and right and be like,
so
they would send the redcoats after me so fast.
Oh yeah. I'm thinking about running for school board in Baltimore County. Just gonna run and just be literally abolish government schools, and I'll have a website that just links to that, and you click on it, it'll just say autodassing abolish all government schools. Just why not? Why not? Why not waste some money?
there used to be an organization, the Marshall Fritz, the was it Society for the Separation of School and State, something close to that.
Sexy.
He pioneered this part of the libertarian movement for years with a great principled just position. Like, we're not reforming it. We're not going to do vouchers. We're not doing any of that bullshit. It's just, you've got to abolish it. There's no half measures. And his whole thing was like, and it starts with, and what should libertarians do, or, what should be done about it? Like, just get your own kids out. Get your kids out. Like, that's all you have. Like, start with that. Get your kids out. Right. And like, you're not going to fix it. Just get your kids out. And it's the best solution. So anything, I mean, it would be kind of ironic to run for school board on a, we're going to help your kids get out. Like, we're no longer going to enforce bullshit truancy laws.
Yeah, that would be. I would absolutely see. Look, you guys see it right in the background.
No to all spending.
Right there. That creeps me out more than anything when she does this.
Is that a free range child out there?
Yes, she's free ranging right in my back.
She needs like some LEDs on her, so she
it's creepy. That's why I don't like this. You guys told me to turn off the light. And I was like, that's why I don't like turn off the light.
Who told you to turn off the light?
It's flattering to you, buddy.
Jared. Oh, Jared, you were getting. Oh, so yeah, this little behind the scenes. The Russian malinformation bot was telling me that my light was glaring off my head, so I got a hat and turned off the light.
Wow.
As a courtesy.
Right, hold on. Yeah, as a All right, let me go handle this. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
All right.
Talk amongst ourselves.
All right, so let's get it out of the way. We've got obituary Julian Heiklin. Professor, the legend of jury nullification. And for those that didn't see the obituary, it was just published. I just heard the news. He's 90 years old, and what an inspiration to so many over so many decades. He's been doing radical libertarian activism, I mean, longer than we've been alive. I mean, definitely longer than you guys have been alive. And
damn, 90.
He has he's just been all out there, his entire life. And it was a real loss. He's the one that got me interested in jury nullification pamphleting.
Oh, that's right. I saw this post you made. Yeah, I saw that with pictures of him being a shit stirrer out in front of courthouse. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and the first time he showed up at a Libertarian Party of Pennsylvania convention, and I saw him do like a lunch speech about his work, like pamphleting at courthouses, and how he was doing a tour for federal courthouses, and he's pamphleting, and this is what he's doing. And he's like, does anybody want to meet me? Like, let me know. And I'm like, hell yeah. So yeah, it was just me and Julian it was Julian, myself, and George Donnelly. Like, we went down to the Philadelphia courthouse just to pass out flyers. And Richard Schwartz came down to observe and just keep an eye on things. But it's really just three of us. We just sat down on this bench, and like they had heard what was up. Like, they were ready before we even passed out a single flyer or anything. They like, federal marshals were coming out, court security, we're getting hassled. Philadelphia police came, the canine unit. Like, I swear to God, like three dudes and some pamphlets, right? And it was like, to them, this was like a national security like incident. Like, and I was like, wow, this is a real wake up call to me. Like, what the hell are they really concerned about? So, he inspired me, and I know Julian has inspired so many others over the years doing these kind of antics. He went to jail multiple times. He went to Rikers Island for a couple of weeks because he wouldn't identify himself. Like, no, wouldn't give ID.
Wow.
So,
just
now,
remain
pretty
silent.
badass.
I'm looking at this picture. I see the rainbow thing. So when you say identify himself, you're saying he wouldn't come out. And I guess the real question we're all asking, I mean, was he a fun guy? Looks kind of dour in the photo.
He was a hoot, man. He was a hoot. Absolute. He was a college professor. One of the things that he would do as a college professor was these smoke-in events on the quad, right, where people would get arrested for smoking weed. And this was back before it was really fashionable to be into legalization. He didn't even get high, but he would intentionally just like bogart the joint until he would get arrested too. And then they would drag him into court. Eventually, the judge was like instructed the police, do not arrest him anymore. This is a giant waste of everyone's time. Just stop it. Stop it. Like, he was just too good. So, yeah, he was a super fun guy. Yeah.
Nice.
Dude. Well, it sounds like he'll definitely be missed. I wish I got to meet him.
Yeah, totally.
Pour one out for my dead homies, you know.
Pour it out. So
thanks, Nick. Thanks for your awesome input. That's sad. Pour one out for the homies.
Well, he was 90 and he lived a badass life. I mean, I don't think there's any regrets there. Career as a college professor, family man, civil rights activist. I think he got his start back first his early activism was in the 60s, doing like fair housing, civil rights demonstrations in Los Angeles. And like, he's just been at it his whole life, just.
He made it to 90. That's impressive.
I know. That's awesome.
And maybe we can link somewhere to the obituary in the New York Times, which is, I thought it was actually pretty good. I want to go back and look at more of the details, but I think they gave him a fair shake, and they really showed what, just how big of an impact he had just in the reactions that he got from the authority figures, and how like they just quoted some of the, it was one of the prosecutors. I'm going to see if I can find the link. One of the quote was from one of the people that like was appalled by what Julian did. He said, "No legal system could survive if it gave every individual the option of disregarding with impunity any law which by his personal standard was judged morally untenable." Okay, so yeah, bingo, right? Like, your stupid legal system cannot survive if jurors are allowed to use their own morals. And that's basically what the whole thing was about. So, recognized by the people that, they can't stand that. They just can't stand the idea of people with like actually imposing their morals instead of just following, whatever the state wants in their prosecution machine.
Man, it makes you want to go pamphlet.
I know.
Yeah, it kind of makes me upset that I didn't actually get on that jury the other day.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you about that.
Well,
So
for folks,
how close did you get?
I didn't get close, dude. They didn't. I didn't even get like interviewed or nothing. Like, they didn't. I just literally sat in a room for 8 hours.
Oh my god,
My number didn't get called. Like, I didn't talk to anybody. I mean, except for like other jurors.
You didn't
Were you
call
wearing
first?
that shirt?
Huh?
Were you wearing that shirt?
Marodes.
Marodes.
No,
Yeah,
I was,
that'd be
I was wearing
great.
something.
Disqualified.
They wouldn't even They wouldn't even get the reference.
No.
They'd be like, "Where's that road at? What state is that in?" Yeah. No, it was a huge waste of time.
Well, for folks that are interested, they can go to the Fully Informed Jury Association website, download the very flyer that they actually put a picture of it in the New York Times as part of the obituary. You can pass out the same flyer, jury rights, true or false, and yeah, that would be a good tribute. I just kind of stopped doing courthouses myself because it is very time consuming, and it is dangerous. It is dangerous to hand out pamphlets at a courthouse, regardless of what the law is. There's a risk, and you got to be willing to. You got to be the kind of person that's going to be comfortable when the cops come up and want to question you or harass you or see if they can trick you. And then people do get prosecuted. Julian got prosecuted for jury tampering, but it was thrown out. Others have been Keith Wood up in Michigan. He got prosecuted and convicted and sentenced, but then I think went on appeal later.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But it shows you that this is the information that they don't want getting out there. So I've been looking at other ways of, of promoting jury nullification, whether it's through billboard. We did billboards in the past in different places, or Facebook advertising. Like if I hear about like a special area where like perhaps the local county's extra tyrannical, like just hammer that county with jury nullification ads on Facebook. You can target them.
So how about this? Let's get like advertisements put on strippers.
I'm all for that.
Or prostitutes. You can go either way. Go both ways. Hopefully they do too.
I mean, do you get a discount on your prostitute if it comes with the ads? I'd like the ad
like
free
a
version.
Kindle.
Yes,
Like
like
the
the-
Kindle.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they dressed up like hookers, like with like how they do it NASCARs, like NASCAR drivers? Just got like a Coke stamp, like tramp stamp, and just be like,
See, I'd want the premium service that's ad free.
Well, so
Yes.
you joke about that. I did know a guy in college that had a very, very large Cadillac tattoo that he did actually make money to have.
Like Cadillac paid him?
Yes.
Why?
He was a model. And so
Oh.
for every shoot
And it
that
was
he was
tattooed
in,
on
like,
his penis, and it was humongous.
no,
So
it
it
wasn't
was
that.
a real
It
big
was-
selling point
it
for
was
Cadillac at
just
that
like
point.
just Cadillac across his chest.
That's so
It
weird.
looked silly. You're like, okay.
Yeah. I hope they paid him quite a bit for that.
Well, what would be your price to do that?
Oh, not very
I mean,
high at all.
I'm assuming everyone has a price, right?
yeah, we
Like,
all have a price.
I mean, I would have just, hey, can you pick up a few more of these? I'll get it. I'll just add it to the pile, guys. We're
I
good.
would say give like a new Escalade, like fully loaded. We could talk.
I wouldn't even want one.
How about this? I will give any of our patrons $200 to get punk rock libertarians tattooed across your chest.
Or on
$200.
someone else's chest, right?
Or
No,
on,
no, no,
yeah,
no.
any chest. I don't care
Yeah.
whose it is.
You could tattoo it on someone else's chest.
Yeah.
How is this
With
not
their
a thing,
consent,
by
of
the way?
course.
Dude, why don't you pay me? You could literally just pay me to get the tattoo, and I would just do
All
it
right,
at cost.
I'll pay you
All right.
$200.
I will get punk rock
Well, no.
libertarians right across the chest.
No, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
No, you're on the podcast. That's
Are your
Wow.
are
That's
your
just cool.
fans such pussies that they don't already have these?
well.
Like I got my strung out tattoo over here, and it's just a whole
I didn't know you
thing.
had
Like people
I didn't know you
show
had a
it.
strung out tattoo. I didn't even know you like strung out.
It's one of my favorite bands in the world, man.
I used
How about
to, I
this?
used to rock hard.
I'll just-
Like,
I'll
it's
just
the
pay
whole
for the
thing that
tattoo.
people do it.
How about for $300, Otto gets a tattoo of anything you want?
If you pay for it and give me $300, yes.
What if
it
we
will be
did different?
anything.
We'll do different sizes. Like $300 will get you like a smaller tattoo, right?
Mhm.
And then go up from there, like a full sleeve. That's going to
All right,
put your kids through college.
We've got a question here. How big of a tattoo? Asked Johnny. Gas and food are ridiculously expensive. Well, I did say across your whole chest, so that depends on your chest size. If you're a female, then it's going to be a little bit larger, I think.
How about a flat rate per square inch of skin, with a premium on the pubic region?
Okay, yeah, like $5 per square inch or something.
I just made a face for you listeners on audio. No.
I just can imagine someone having to tattoo my pubic region. I just
It's going to cost them. I mean, because
Yeah.
it's extreme. Like
I'm
Like-
told it's quite uncomfortable.
yes. I'm looking for
Otto,
a new
you should get a tattoo of the auto blow somewhere.
I'll do it. I'll get the punk rock libertarians logo.
Yeah,
Like how in our new logo in the podcast.
yeah,
I'll
like
do
my
it.
face on there. Yeah,
Look at James.
James' face.
He can't control his laughter right now. You listen.
I'm gonna be honest. I
Oh,
haven't
man.
gotten a new tattoo in a while. Maybe I should just get one. I'm gonna break down and get the new logo.
Hell yeah!
Good.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
Hell yes!
It's been a while.
I don't have
It's
any
been a while.
tattoos.
Since I
I'm
said
lame.
I'm sorry.
Stop! Stop every podcast, dude. Stop with this.
With the world falling apart, it's difficult to justify
it.
spending money on tattoos. Sadly,
Exactly.
Well, I think I don't know. It kind of justifies getting a tattoo. What do you have to lose?
Oh no,
How
I
about
have
like
plenty,
a
I have plenty of
do-it-yourself
tattoos.
tattoo. Have you ever
Good
just given
point.
yourself a tattoo to save money?
A lot of them.
I think
We
Jared needs a tattoo.
We used to just have a tattoo gun in the house I lived in. We get bored in practice. But I've done most of the stuff I can reach, sadly.
You barely notice the hepatitis.
I mean, I had a guy named Blue from prison do some of the work, so that's where you really get the hepatitis.
Prison tattoo.
He was making the inks out of colored pencils. That's what it is.
It's questionable.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
anyway.
when you're living in a punk house, like, what do you do, man?
Drugs.
You don't
Stick
actually
things in your
have to
body.
do that. You can actually do whatever you want to do. Like you don't have to. Just because you're living in some kind of like shitty house doesn't mean you're like, well, I also have to put pencil lead under my skin.
Well,
you know, like
wise words from
If I had better options, I wouldn't have been living in a fucking punk house. Because the real moral of the story.
yeah.
I think part of
You're
that
obviously
is
not making
like
good decisions.
I wouldn't have had like a sex offender in the room next to me and a fucking heroin addict in the room below me.
right. So
Life
Sounds like a
choices, I
party.
guess.
yeah. So in that case, yeah, I can see where it might be inevitable.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, Babs, you shared this story. In risky move, Ukraine's president bans pro-Russian media. Vladimir Zelensky has unplugged 3 television networks he accuses of spreading Kremlin-funded propaganda, a development the EU has reprimanded.
He got a reprimand from the EU.
No way.
That's what the
who got reprimanded?
He's actually like, so the EU has been way less friendly to this whole thing than America has been. If you pay attention to America, they think it's all hands against the world. The bottom line is this is fucking up like the power situation, the energy situation for the entirety of the EU, way worse than anyone else. Like they don't want any of this shit. And it's kind of in a situation where America is just kind of forcing it to continue at this point.
Well, they want to bring down Putin, no matter how many Ukrainians it takes.
Well, and you say that, but I think what it really is they just want to collapse everything.
Right, for Uncle Klaus. It's just like everybody got a script from the working group at the World Economic Forum,
Santa
and now they're
Claus.
just
And perhaps including, Putin himself. He was on that webpage with everybody else for a long while.
Oh yeah, he's Steve Corbett just did a piece on that really laid out a lot of his connections to Putin and Klaus going back to 1992, and evidently this was when Putin was like moonlighting as a cab driver, working his way up, and he's starting out in politics, and somehow he's been friends with Klaus the whole time, and now he's running the country, and I'm not saying he works for Klaus, but let's just say there is a relationship.
Yeah, it could be that. It could also just be, the Afghanistan war kind of wound down. So now the, Northrop Grumman, they need a new place to send their weapons. So let's get Ukraine in the UN. In NATO, and let's start getting them the NATO spec weaponry. And
right, every new country in NATO is a weapons contract.
Exactly. It's
Well,
true. I mean, you've got to have the NATO spec. Like you can't be carrying around AKs, dude. You got to have
But they actually found the loophole, because you see, Ukraine can just borrow the stuff from Poland, and then Poland gets the new stuff. So they don't even have to be in NATO anymore to keep that train rolling.
Oh yeah, they can get around a lot of this stuff because what we can do is we can just sell, like you said, just sell stuff to Poland, and Poland can give it to them, or like any of these other countries. And I presume any of like the Baltic states can do the same thing. I mean, anybody can. There's just so many loopholes. Like these are acts of war, and we need to start. I don't know. I mean, you guys all know this, but like start being told that these are acts of war. I mean,
yeah,
straight up.
I'm sure there's there are direct channels. I'm sure of arms coming from the U.S. into Ukraine.
Well, there already always have been.
They're bragging about it. Did you see that the White House press corps, like everyone was like, why aren't we even giving more weapons? Like everyone's demanding war.
It's not even them. It's like every Joe Schmo on the street is like,
we should
be sending all of our weapons to Ukraine right now.
There have been a no-fly zone 2 weeks ago. Hell, a month ago.
Like, who cares how many Ukrainians are sacrificed as long as Russian man bad is hurt somehow? Like, it's a bad time out there.
Oh my God! All right, I'm glad I thought. Okay, so if you guys can go to our go to @PunkRockLiberty on Twitter, and if you like the listeners, you guys listening now, I retweeted a thread. I don't know if it's still there. I hope it is. It's a thread of apparently there's a trend going on right now in Ukraine where in the west part of the country, the people who refuse to fight, they're literally being shamed. They're being taped and saran wrapped to poles outside and having their pants pulled down, and like they're being like beaten with sticks and with whips and there's like dozens of videos of, and these are women and children. There's like a 10-year-old and his father that were tied because they speak Russian, or some of them were, I don't know if it was specific in that one video, but they were like tied up and their faces were painted and they were being beaten and like left on with their pants pulled down.
Oh my God.
Like there's dozens of these videos I posted where people are beating them, and so at first I was like, well, this might just be Russian propaganda, but no, dude, everything adds up. Like there's multiple videos of it, and there's one video where they're harassing this one man because he doesn't know how to speak Ukrainian. He only speaks Russian. He can't pronounce a word, so they hit him every time he can't pronounce the word right.
Yeah,
it's gross.
It's got a very Nazis / homoeroticism thing going on. It makes a lot of sense.
Oh my God! Look, he's got his they pull their pants down. That is
gay,
and it's to women.
Real gay.
I mean,
well, it reminds me of like Abu Ghraib. Like remember, like
exactly.
People even for remember, like who went to jail over that? Did anybody ever go to jail over Abu Ghraib?
I thought Bush was supposed to go to jail for that, right? I thought he. Oh wait, no, that's right. He didn't. That's right.
I don't even think Amanda, what's her name? Did she go to jail? The one who was actually caught doing it?
Not at all.
Yeah, I don't think so. Doesn't ring a bell.
Just doing my job.
Nope. Let's just throw what's her name in jail instead. Or what's her name?
The person who told you about it.
Bradley Manning, yeah.
Chelsea Manning, you dead name.
Sorry, Chelsea Manning.
You do it to me, and now you're doing it to Chelsea.
I don't want a dead name.
Two great American heroes.
When we were told about it, it was Bradley.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Bradley told us about it.
Yeah.
Chelsea is the one who's suffering now.
Right.
Right.
It's fucking bullshit, man. And like to think of like these Ukrainian, like why are we supporting this? Like it's a civil war. It's both sides are awful. Why do we have to pick sides? Why? Like I don't remember in. I don't know. I was really young with the whole Kosovo Bosnian thing. I'm still not I'm very confused about how that whole thing went down with Milosevic. And I don't know. I would love to get Scott Horton on to kind of talk to me about it because I'm very fascinated.
What are you confused about? It's the same as every other playbook.
Well,
bunch of people died. There were some weapons contracts. There were some blowjobs in the White House. There was.
I just don't know the details. Like I know the Ukrainian thing pretty well because I've lived through it, and I was very young when this thing. I mean, I was like grade school when this whole thing went down, and the names have changed, countries have changed. Like it's Kosovo, Bosnia, Serbia, Macedonia, Albania, Czechoslovakia. Now it's the Czech Republic, and there's it's
pretty well overshadowed by the whole O.J. Simpson thing too.
You're not wrong.
That was early media. Like, look, here's a shiny thing over here.
But I don't remember people taking direct, public, just Joe Schmo, taking sides. I mean, I know there was no social media, but I don't remember people being like, well, we need to support X and X needs our support. And I just don't remember that type of talking point. But like I said, I was also really
honestly, prior to 9/11, there wasn't a whole lot of awareness about most of what was going on. Like the government had realized how badly they fucked up in Vietnam, letting people know what was going on in other countries. And so they put the fucking kibosh on it real fast. Like they got real tight-lipped about what they would actually allow to be released from war zones. And so inevitably after 9/11, like when the attack reaches home and it's in their interests to kind of hype the war, people start getting more of an interest in what is going on overseas. But I guess it was almost like a media blackout with a very, very controlled system from like I said, Vietnam to 9/11.
Yeah, I mean, you had to read what the Ron Paul newsletters to get the alternative media, right?
Wait, which newsletters?
I mean, am I off base on that one?
No, you're right. You're right.
The only one of us who was probably old enough to have any clue what the fuck's going on here at that time was James, and that's just kind of how I always understood it.
Yeah.
Like I was 17 when 9/11 happened, so I didn't have much of an interest. I knew that America is usually the bad guy going into that. So
I was such a dork. Like, well,
I didn't. I had no idea. Yeah. I was like typical normie back then, for sure. I was like 12 though, 13.
I was like, no, I watched news and like I knew about because like I knew about the Cole. Like I read up about the USS Cole explosion, and I was very familiar with that. So as soon as when this happened, they said it was Osama bin Laden was taking credit for it. Like I knew who that was. Like I was like, oh, that's that guy out in Afghanistan. Like, but I didn't know the details about it. I didn't know it was actually George Bush who was doing it. You know, I didn't know at the time. But
you didn't know that there was 9 different Osama bin Ladens out there. Yeah.
And it was like him and Dick Cheney were painting thermite paint in the side, like in the summer of 2000. Like I won. I wasn't aware at the time. You know, I wasn't woke to that.
The details hadn't emerged yet.
I mean, it sucks for me having to go through this yet again. You know, like, oh, you're, you know, like I was the Saddam apologist. You know, they're like, but Saddam is the incubators. He's pulling babies out of incubators. Oh. You know, like,
oh, really? Is he?
But I mean, I remember, but at the time of like the Iraq invasion, I was less sure of myself. I'm like, this sounds like bullshit to me, but man, everybody's into it. You know, and I'm like, I still was like, this is bullshit, right? But I was still like, you know, maybe I'm wrong. You know, like it's like, am I missing something here? But it sounds like everything sounds like bullshit. And
so when I look back on the 90s, I just remember how the movie Wag the Dog seemed more plausible than 90% of the shit the media was telling me at the time. Like, I think that's probably more accurate than what the news tells me. So I don't believe any of this shit.
By this time around though, like I'm not hesitant at all. I'm like, oh, it's war propaganda. Screw that. Like it's all bullshit. It's all a lie. It's just a weapons sales promo. It's scumbag pedophiles battling it out, willing to sacrifice you, your money, the Ukrainians, like anybody. They don't care about anything except their own power.
It's a convenient excuse when you're like literally just flushing an economy down the tank, though.
Yeah, like, oh, right. Like, what inflation? Oh, you mean the inflation that Putin caused? I guess we should go to war with him, shouldn't we? Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Oh, and by the way, inflation's so bad, we need another bailout. Oh, let's bail you out from the inflation caused from the last bailout. Yeah.
$1.3 trillion of Ukraine at the same time. But
spend away.
And here we are.
Well,
here we are again.
So I do have to ask. I mean, feels like a Bitcoin fixes this moment, but I'm not gonna lie, it is scary as hell seeing talk of Saudi Arabia like moving to a petro yuan.
Is that been confirmed? Is that for real? How, like, what's the real? I mean, they say they've been talking about this for years, but
nothing's official. But I mean, if there's ever a better time for it, when
they're switching from the dollar to the yuan, the Chinese yuan.
It's being negotiated now. The story I heard. Now I have no way of knowing. So, but this is punk rock libertarian, so we can just talk about it anyway.
Speculate away.
Right? Was that was that Saudi Arabia, the House of Saud is not taking Biden's phone calls? Okay. And
do you want to sit there and talk to your
who would want to take that motherfucker's phone calls?
You guys got fucking dementia. I don't want to talk to that guy either.
Well, I'm assuming
you want to go visit your grandma
from his teleprompter, whoever writes his teleprompter, not actually Biden, right?
Whatever deep state.
But so maybe somebody that knows more can shed some light on it. But I don't think see, I always thought, well, oh, they're taking Russian oil off the market. Wow, that's got to be great for the House of Saud, right? Like Saudi oil, like their profits have to be through the roof now. Same with Nigerians or other oil producers, and Washington's like reaching out to Venezuela and being like, yeah, sorry we didn't say you were the, we denied you were the rightful president, but now, Mr. President, can we have some of your oil in Venezuela? And they're like the U.S. has their hat in hand all over the world now, due to getting Russian oil off the market. So I don't really understand, why isn't Saudi Arabia more excited about this arrangement?
Well, here's the thing I would like it to do. How has America tended to deal with their foreign policy? They stick their fucking
threats,
army out.
Bribes, and
mostly they stick their fucking army out.
A lot of murder.
How does China
child trafficking?
How does China tend to deal with things?
They invest.
Yeah, they invest.
Build.
Exactly. So if you're looking for stability into the future, you're going to go to the people that destroy shit, or the people that are going to be propping you up with cash? So
this just sounds
the
like
long-term
Chinese
investment
talking
sounds
points.
better.
Yeah, are you a Chinese disinfo agent over there?
Oh yeah, we should change it. Yeah, he's the Chinese malinformation.
Did I say it was a good thing? Because in the meantime, like, this could completely collapse our way of life. So
well, some say that the Great Reset requires the destruction of the current paradigm.
Absolutely.
And if you
They
really
say
believe
that.
in that,
That's
it
something
almost
they do.
reminds me of the people that are like, look, we need to, to get Jesus to come again, we need to trigger the apocalypse somehow. Like,
I had that conversation this week. This is very reminiscent of, what the Bible warns about, I was told.
Uh-oh.
stack sats, and I'm saying commodities too. Gold. I'm thinking gold, Bitcoin.
Food, that's what I worry about.
Ammunition.
I do enough of that as it is.
Alcohol.
Not in your
systems.
stomach, Otto. Outside
Solar.
your stomach.
I'm investing in solar. I'm investing in like just independent power.
Oh, are you installing solar panels on your house?
Not in my house, but like the next house is probably going to be completely off grid.
Yeah.
So the frustrating part is that like
too.
we're not there yet. Like the technology's expensive and not very good currently, and that's what frustrates me. It's like, you guys, just let this give it another 50 years, and it's all going to be a non-issue. Like when the technology's actually changed. The bottom line is like those fucking Tesla batteries, which is the thing you need to make any of those systems really work, are super fucking destructive.
What kind of systems? What do you mean?
Any alternative system, because
like transportation or
in particular, energy is what everything boils down to, because that's what this whole fucking thing is about, is energy, which is be your alternatives to fossil fuels. So we're getting better at the efficiency to solar, but we're still not really all that great.
Well, right. It's not a cost advantage to go with solar in most circumstances. However, I'm willing to pay a sweet premium to be independent. I mean, so I don't expect other people necessarily to do it based on their own cost benefit analysis, but I dream of the day that, I mean, it's probably a fantasy, but if I had a big solar array enough to run my house, my air conditioners, my Bitcoin miners, like fuel up the Cybertruck, like just do everything, do everything with solar power, and never be connected to a grid, never pay a bill, never ask permission, just never do anything.
I can't wait till the Cybertruck is actually out for one reason and one reason only. So I can fucking call up Babs, like, Babs, what's it like fucking in the backseat of the Cybertruck? Because I know he's going to have to find out.
Dude.
He's got enough of that old school, it's not like the 65 Chevy, but, it was pretty fun, guys.
Well, let's just say Elon better build it while I still can.
Break a fucking hip so I can get in the back. It wasn't worth it, guys.
He's going to have to ship it with Viagra in the back.
I don't know how many more years he's got, man. Come on, Elon. Yeah. Let's do it for Nick.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
dude.
man.
You know how like that sounds awesome, James, but dude, you're gonna get Ruby Ridge so quick.
No. I that's why I'm writing the book I'm writing right now, man. Because I think that's all bullshit.
You were the
I-
one
Really?
saying that on the podcast like 2 months ago.
Yeah,
dude.
Mr. Blackpill over
You were
here.
like,
I know,
you're
but
like,
I got-
no matter what
I-
you do, they're gonna find you and
I
they're
made
gonna
the
kill you.
decision. I'm focusing on the good, the positive.
All right, well,
Like,
that's
I
good.
think ultimately the way this works out, because the more I look at it, dude, the bottom line is any type of restrictive culture is not going to be smart. It's going to be stupid. It's not going to have the brightest minds working towards a great future. So it's going to always implode on itself. Fucking stay out of their eyesight. Stay out of the way.
Yeah.
And be
Well,
be
this is
ready
not
for
this
the
is
collapse.
not the first time. This is not the first
No.
time that things like this have been attempted.
No,
I mean, it's happened
absolutely.
throughout human civilization going back millennia. So you just gotta ride it out and take
Yep.
care of your own. And
I ultimately think
fine.
what's going to be funny is that like they're preaching like the technological future, and I think it'll take very little time before they're the backwards culture, because the rest of the world is where all the creativity and the rebellion of thought leads to actual technological advancement.
yeah,
Well, the pirates are still going to have technological advancements. We're going to be out here still evolving, still perfecting our technology and growing and building citadels. And the Klaus Schwab crowd, right? What are they going to do? Where's their creativity going to come from? Where's their John Galt?
Well, I think it's likely
how are
they'll
they going to
starve to
actually
death
build
first.
the world that these rich assholes want to live in? Like, who's actually going to build the shit that these people want? So they can't fuck it up too bad.
Oh no, they're going to. They're not even gonna be able to feed their people. It's gonna be real bad. And that's gonna be what's great about it.
Yeah.
Like
Well, it's
you look, call back to Noam Chomsky. It's like, all these people not getting vaccinated. Like, I think we should cut off the food going to them. Not
Do
for
you
a
believe
minute.
Noam Chomsky ended up that fascist? Like, who would have
Well,
thought?
it's hilarious. But the beauty of it is Noam Chomsky.
well, he's
you
probably
realize,
just senile, dude. He's like 98 years old.
You realize that those assholes not getting vaccinated are the ones supplying you with food. So I would not be so quick.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait, so shouldn't we all be dead then? Because the winter of death, we survive. I thought we were supposed to die.
We all did
That's the
die,
beauty.
and this is actually the afterlife.
This is
And
the
here we are.
simulation, bro.
We're actually
all
in
in
hell.
the metaverse.
You're on PRL Podcast and you're in hell. Sorry.
Oh,
This is-
shit.
This
God
is it,
damn it.
guys.
Well, it's close enough, everybody.
Hey.
Yeah, man. Like I can't believe where's Fauci? Where the fuck is this guy? Like,
Oh, he just
He-
slipped
he-
right off the radar, didn't
No, he actually came out a week or two ago. And
he? He's
actually,
gay.
yeah.
He was there. I mean, they're talking. Have you heard about
I would explain the AIDS blunder.
Have you heard about the B2 version? that we're
Oh
running
yeah,
into?
stealth Omicron. That's what they're calling
Wait,
it.
is that
The-
Deltacron? Or is
The
that
one?
different?
No, it's the next thing. It's closer to the original, but I think that's what they're claiming is wiping out China right now.
Okay.
Which seems like a thinly veiled, and China, of course, is blaming it on Hong Kong.
Or is it just China's finally like revealing their statistics from the last like 3 years all at once? They're like, oh yeah, all these people.
We see that they already had to walk back 24%. They messed up. Oh, they're like, "Ooh, it's my bad. We didn't kill 24."
Coding error.
Yeah, the coding error for children deaths from COVID.
Yeah,
They said
guys see that?
Science
24%.
changes. Don't forget, okay? Like, the science changes. They didn't make mistakes. They didn't misreport.
The
okay?
math
It's not-
math changes. Math is evolving. Yeah, statistics is evolving. Okay.
I just want
You can't expect them to have the same narrative at the beginning of a manufactured crisis as they do while they're managing it.
I think the saying needs to be changed from on a long enough time scale. Alex Jones is always right too. On a long enough time scale, just fuck you. Just that.
On a long enough time scale. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, but like it's all this shit just like hitting the fan, and they're just like as Ukraine's kind of falling apart. I don't even know what to believe. Like I'm so done. Like I saw this video of this guy. He was there's a documentary. He was a part of the 2014 fighting in the Donbass area, and he was a pro-Russian fighter. And he was actually from Yugoslavia, I believe. He said he was from originally. And he was addressing a classroom full of like teenagers about like what it's like to fight and to defend the Russian speaking populations in Ukraine, and he was talking about he was a communist, and he was talking about like we're doing this for communism. He was in Yugoslavia, everything was free, everything was better, and then the capitalists came in and ruined everything. And he's like, there's this whole documentary, and this guy's just like, and he's a Russian fighter, so I'm like, it's literally commies and Nazis fighting again. Like, yeah, I don't want. Sorry, I don't want anything to do with this.
But here's the thing: we learned the last time which side you got to be on.
Neither.
Both sides.
Yeah,
both sides.
Yeah,
I'm sure that their finest bioweapons researchers will be invited into.
I was just about to say, is this operation
whether they're Nazis, Ukrainians, Russians, who cares? You've got a job at Fort Detrick. If you're some kind of sick bastard, we'll put you to work with Fauci. Oh, you torture animals for science? Oh my God, get in here!
Well, so here's the real missed opportunity of this whole fucking thing. Okay. Look, we're talking Russia, we're talking fucking Ukraine, and we're talking World Economic Forum. Their whole thing is transhumanism. Why in the hell am I not watching a cyborg battle between these two fucking nations? Just half robot, half human.
Just Terminator versus Terminator.
That reminds me. Did I heard? Now, is this true that Elon Musk challenged Putin to like a fight to the death?
Probably.
He challenged him to a fight. I don't know if it was to the death, but he did challenge him. Yeah, it was on Twitter, like, I don't know, a month ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever.
I think that'd be kind of cool. Like, I
feel like Putin would whip his ass though. He's kind of like an autistic nerd. I don't see how that's gonna work out.
Yeah,
well,
but
you'd have what you do. You'd have to allow them like a certain amount of equipment. Right?
Oh, they get
Elon could come with like a battery powered battle suit with like special lasers or like an Iron. Remember, he's like the Iron Man character. In
he could come with the flamethrower, right?
Chainsaw battle,
flamethrowers.
What
if they could come in on their own vehicle too? Right? Oh, you know what else he has? SpaceX. Okay, he can like drop payload on you. Okay, so from space. So
I'm imagining Elon shows up dressed like fucking Pyramid Head from the Silent Hill games. That's what I'm thinking. Shows up with the big helmet thing on.
Oh yeah, the triangle helmet. I saw that movie. I never played the games, but I saw the movie.
I like the movie. Games are fun though.
I'd like to see a more traditional Thunderdome style. Like,
as long as Tina Turner's doing
as long as Putin's not allowed to use the nukes, because then it's kind of just game over, right?
Yeah, right. It's like we could do like a celebrity death match, like.
Well, you know what Elon might have access to. You know that like the weapon. I think it's called something like Rods of God or something, where you have these like you just let loose these tungsten rods from orbit.
Oh yeah,
and they have there's so much kinetic energy that it's like the most nastiest weapon you could ever use, right? Like maybe Elon's got that up. It's like, remember, like, yeah, you thought it was all for Starlink.
I'm just holding the whole planet hostage from
space. And I'm blocking out the sun.
Yeah, and I'm running into all your satellites with my
Mr. Burns.
But seriously, how much more would you appreciate that? Like just a genuine fucking comic book villain. Like, if we're all gonna fucking die,
seems so much more honest than what we're dealing with now.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's why one of my favorite movies is Gamer. Like, because you don't have like some guy who's like trying to rob a giant bank or anything. This guy, he just wants to control everyone on Earth's mind. Just something simple.
That's kind of how the Bond villains have always been, right? I mean, they've always just been in it for just like the pure evil of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of
like they're going to irradiate all the gold just to cause mayhem, right? Like,
right.
I'm going to plant a virus on all of the money, Mr. Bond. Can you imagine the chaos?
In retrospect, though, I feel like I start sympathizing more and more with the Bond villains over time. Like in Her Majesty's Secret Service, like, yeah, that's not really my agenda. So
right, yeah, MI6, yeah, I don't know.
Like I'm singing, like, you know what, Octopussy, yeah, like maybe maybe she's okay. Why not?
Yeah,
I'd work for her.
That's terrible.
Well, I got some good news, guys. So the after hours, if you want to stick around, we Alex is going to be there. So Alex will join us for the after hours. So
are you guys
pour another drink?
Right,
then.
he's your premium content. Like we've given
Mm.
you these 4 punk rock libertarians, and they're okay, right? But if you want the premium,
are you guys going
Alex
to be
content, that's going to cost you.
Are you going to be getting into the down and dirty of this fucking hashtag 47 mass or whatever the hell it is?
I don't. You'll have to talk
Sure.
about it on the.
You can
you'll have to get into
Let
that.
us in on that.
I don't know anything
on the
about
beats.
it. I figure you're the guy that knows about it. It's your organization, not mine.
What? Why is it my organization?
I don't know.
Isn't it the Wait, is this the LP shit you were talking about before?
Yeah.
Do you
Is
know
this
what he's
some,
talking
like,
about?
trash
Otto?
talking or
But
something?
it says, Mises Caucus people posting about it. I just assumed, I guess.
So this is like a new 1488 type thing, or what?
I don't know. Something happened, like some Massachusetts Libertarian Party.
Oh,
they kicked
yeah.
out
Oh,
47 delegates or 47 members or some shit.
I haven't. I had.
I know nothing about it other than I saw the hashtag. I
There's
tried
nothing coming
following
up
it
on
for
Google.
We'll talk
5
about
minutes.
it.
And I'm like,
I'm not.
this is stupid.
I'm not talking about it here, but we'll talk about it after hours. I have an 88-page document about what happened. It's
An 88-page document.
Oh
yeah,
my
we
god!
don't have, exactly.
And you're trying to pretend like you didn't know what the fuck I'm talking about. He's like, I have an 88-page document. Sorry.
The fact that somebody was so interested to even type up 88 pages is horrific.
It sounds like
right?
something that James would love to go over twice. Read it twice.
Oh, God.
No, they got
8 pages.
We'll talk later. In the meantime, don't forget to buy some of our shirts too. PRL, we got some shirts coming. I got to give these new logos over to. We'll talk about it later. We'll do it off the.
You guys should do
off
like
the
a
podcast.
swap. Like giveaway.
swap?
You do a t-shirt giveaway for anyone who actually gets tattooed with the PRL logo.
Yeah, all you get
You guys
is a t-shirt.
And it could say that, like, I got a PRL tattoo, and all I got was this
Lousy
t-shirt.
t-shirt.
Lousy t-shirt.
I hope it's a good quality shirt at least.
Libertarian Country has the best quality shirts. You just go PRL Podcast for 10% discount. Anyway, what else? There was something. I know there was something else I wanted to tell you guys about, but since I was late to Liberty, I forgot to write it down.
Back to the war. I don't know if we covered that the political parties have been banned in the Ukraine now.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's now a one-party system.
Zelensky's party wasn't banned.
Yeah, it's one party and one media narrative. And
Really?
I'm sure that's totally on the up and up this time.
Oh yeah, here's the article. Let me pull that bad boy up. Get that.
And just watch people, but like, this guy needs weapons. Get him more weapons for his Nazi friends.
Oh, look how cool he is. He's wearing a t-shirt.
Now that is cool. I respect him for that, at least.
That is cool. Zelensky says parties such as Viktor Medvedchuk's opposition platform for life are aimed at division or collusion, as Ukraine suspends 11 political parties with links to Russia.
Well, what about political parties with links to the U.S.? Didn't he just
That would be all of them.
Actually,
and you don't have any political parties.
Didn't he actually just address the U.S. Congress directly, to beg for weapons and shit?
It looked like literally like the scene out of 1984, where like that scene where like the leader's speaking in front of everyone. It's just so creepy. Like they put him on this giant screen. No one's wearing a mask, of course, because COVID's over.
So here's my real question. How many times in this video where he's asking for shit did you get one of these? Because that dude looks like he does a lot of blow.
Well, he's doing blow and killing Russians.
I feel like that guy I met in a club in New York City back in 1996, and he offered me a baggie of white shit. I don't really know what it was.
What were you doing in a club in 1996?
Just saying, that's what he looks like. I'm not saying I was.
He was 9 dealing coke. And you're right, Nick. I mean, if that's true, that is definitely a sign of a coke fiend. I don't care if he's a coke fiend or not. But
yeah, more power to you. Yeah, it says the country's National Security and Defense Council took the decision to ban the parties from any political activity. Most of the parties affected were small, so that makes it okay, right?
Yeah, they're fringe. They're not like us. It's just
they're just like the Libertarian Party.
I'm not gonna lie. I also find it really difficult to take anyone seriously who just looks like one of my normal Facebook friends. Like
what?
Dude, look at this guy. He just looks like will you be friends with like one of your fucking moms or dads?
He just looks like you'd see him at a sports bar.
Yeah, I mean, he just looks like the kind of guy I just randomly see on fucking Facebook,
or a cab driver or something.
It says most of the parties affected were small, but one of them, the Opposition Platform for Life, has 44 seats in the 450-seat Ukrainian parliament. That's like 10%.
So you know what they're going to say, though? They're going to say, well, see, this is him. He banned Svoboda. So that all the Nazis are gone. He banned them, even though they just went to all the other parties, including his.
Is that Svoboda?
Yeah, Svoboda. They had to have been. He's not Svoboda, but they were a small party. And I think they pretty much got nothing in 2019 during the election. But what they did was they all just kind of branched out and went to all the other parties, all the Nazis and shit. That's what they did. So that's why I guess they're taking victory. Like, see, he's not a Nazi. He's Jewish. And he banned the Svoboda party. He's the good guy, right?
Oh, that was one of the smaller parties you're saying.
It hasn't
stopped
that's what I'm saying.
Smith.
He's Jewish and still a Nazi.
This big party is apparently just led by one of the pro-Moscow oligarchs.
Oh, sure.
Did you see that thing? It was like the Peter Griffin thing when he gets pulled over and they have like the race card, and it's like entrepreneur at the top, and then it's got like the Ukrainian colors or the U.S. colors, and then at the bottom it's like oligarch, and it's got like the Russian colors.
That's funny.
Oh, I think we lost Otto. He got stuck. His smile, that damn smile.
That's a permagrin.
Okay. All right. I guess we could just wrap this up then. We're getting up. We're butting up against an hour here, so I was hoping Otto could do the outros for us, but I might have to take responsibility for that.
I'm sure he'd say something about some sponsors, about Moral Bob, something, Patreon, something.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we do have our Patreon. As we were talking about before, you can get access to our after hours program if you spend as little as $1 a month on he just dropped on that. So check that out. We also are sponsored by libertariancountry.com. They sell t-shirts. I'm wearing one right now. It says Marodes.
Nice.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
I started doing the outro with the ads.
Oh, really?
You interrupted me.
Oh, well.
We thought you might have been like hit with an EMP or
I thought you got drafted for the Ukrainian war or something.
The internet just dropped out. This fucking sucks.
Oh. Well, anyway, so Libertarian Country
cyber attack.
Otto, what do they offer us?
So, if you go to this wonderful website and use the code PRL or PRL Podcast, you get a 10% discount on your whole entire order. But if you're like, hey, I want to buy like a bunch of cool shirts like the one Jared's wearing, the Ma Roads. If you go and you're like, hey, I want to buy that. I want to buy something for my friends, for my mom, my dad, and all the cool cats on the street. And you spend $50 or more, you get yourself a 20% discount on your entire order if you use the code PRL PRL2. Sorry. And we're also brought to you by Hidden in Plain Sight by Moral Bob. And also Wheelie's Pharmacy for your CBD needs. Use the code PRL Podcast for a 10% discount. And also, out in the wild, James, I don't know, you're doing an event, aren't you? Coming up soon in New Jersey?
There's a medical freedom event in Jersey. That must be what you're talking about?
Yeah. Tell the people.
I don't really remember the details, except I think it's April 30th.
We'll get you more details next
medical
week.
freedom. Google it.
I can pull up the flyer. Well, maybe we can address it in after hours, but maybe we can find a link or something. But
yeah, if you want to find out about this event, you must join the after hours.
Yes,
it's put on by like Mises Caucus and CanaSense, and it's going to be a great time. I'm going to sort of MC. There's going to be a bunch of people. It's basically about like vaccine mandates and masks and stuff like that, but it's also medical freedom. So I don't know if there'll be like a weed component to it or not, but
you can bring the weed component. That could be your thing. You bring it.
UYOW.
Well, the New Jersey Mises Caucus people are so cool. So, and CanaSense, Neil Schloss and Dan O'Neill and all that, their whole crew, they're like, it's a pretty solid bunch. So anybody that can get over there is going to have a good time.
Awesome. Yeah. And if anybody's in Delaware next weekend, on Saturday, I'll be speaking at the Libertarian Party of Delaware's convention. So please come on out to that.
When is it? Where is that?
That is in Towson, Delaware.
Towson, Delaware?
That's weird. Towson, Delaware. I think it's near Dover. I don't know. But that should be fun. So if you want to hang out, come on out to that too. And until next time, live free
or die.